How you guys doing? Out here at my shop today, and it's crappy. Now it's raining. So I'd planned on screwing around with one of my trucks out there today. I had a few things I want to do, but it's not the proper weather. So I came in here, and when I had the car up in the air, I zapped all the seat bolts off. So those are easy to pull. Pulled the kick panels, the door sills. Gonna pull the front half of the carpet at least, maybe the back half of the carpet, because I don't want to get welding burns or anything in it. I'm gonna pull the console out. I gotta pull the gas pedal. Then I can pull the carpet out. Steering column's gonna come out because I gotta change the pedal assembly. And also, I think it's going to be easier when I'm putting the motor back in to not have the steering column to mess with. I can slide that back onto the steering box after everything's back together. I think that's going to be the easiest way. And so anyways, that's what I'm going to get to work doing. I'll get this get the console out, and I think I'm going to be able to repurpose the shifter into my 69 Dart. So yeah, I'm going to get going. Sure is nice having a lift so I don't have to get on the ground. So I'll pull these two and be able to get the gas pedal off. All right, got the carpet out. Now I got to pull that shifter, which that rubber boot and all that stuff's new. I did the kill mat when I did it. I don't know if my carpet's going to fit back over where the 4-speed hump is. Hopefully I can cut it to relieve it to where it'll fit down on and I don't have to get new carpet. But all right, I'm going to pull that shifter, and then I'm going to go ahead and pull this column. All right, shifter's out. So I got my AMD deal here, and looks like it fits right about there. So obviously this is going to have to come off of there. But my console mounts on this, so I thought about leaving just that part. But I don't know. I think I might just build. I mean, it's just a simple steel bracketry. I could make something like that. But I got to get that bracket off, and I got to get this off, which means I got to pull this kill mat. So let's see how hard that's going to be. I decided it'll be easier to pull the, go ahead and pull the column. So I got to pull that cover, a couple bolts there. I believe there's one up there somewhere, and then those on the firewall. Okay, column's out. Kind of a bummer. I just put this in a couple winters ago. It didn't come out in one piece. But I bet I can easily make something. I can get some sort of foam. I'm not going to buy a whole new kit for that. All right. Oh. Oh, now I got some better access. Man, it really sucks tearing this thing apart. I had a lot of time. I had this interior completely gutted when I did the floor pans and stuff. Now I gotta tear back into it. But, all right. Well, now we can see maybe a little bit better. That's basically where it goes. So yeah, once again, I have to pull that bracket out, I believe. And I'm definitely going to have to pull the automatic shifter bracket out of here, no matter what. So, oh yeah, and that's next thing I gotta do is the kill mat. I'll go grab a scraper, and like I say, we'll see how much of a pain in the butt that's going to be. Oh. Okay. This is not gonna come off easy. That's good and bad. I mean, it definitely did a lot of good for the inside of the car, quieting it down, but now it's a pain in the butt. So I'm gonna turn off the camera and get to work on this. Man, this stuff is stuck on there. This is kicking my butt, but it's coming slowly. All right, I had to get out and stretch my legs. I got the stuff removed around there. There's a couple welds there that I got to grind off, and a couple on there. And then this piece can come off. I painted this floor pan, actually the whole inside of the car, with an epoxy paint. There's like 3 parts to it. You had to mix it up, put it in a spray gun. And so I've been scraping pretty hard with this thing, and that stuff is hardly scratched. There's a couple spots where it scratched through the paint, but I mean, I was scratching. That's kind of the way it curves right there. It's kind of a given that it was going to scratch like that, but besides that, man, this paint is really, run the scraper and everything, it's pretty robust. So I'm going to continue on. I'm going to get this thing out of my way, and then I'll be able to put the hump back up here closer and get a better idea of where I need to be. But I'm 99% sure that bracket's got to come off also. So, all right, the automatic shifter bracket's out of there. That kind of sucked doing, because I don't know how many times I had the console in and out and measured and tacked and test fit to make sure I had all that in the right spot. All right, yeah, that one absolutely has to come out. So, all right, back to peeling off this kill mat. Haha. All right. A little. Just got to grind a little bit on the other side. All right, she's finally clear. Huh. Well, I hope it don't fit like that, because if that's the case, I don't have to pull that thing off of there. Well, that's kind of stupid. Maybe it'll fit over here a little bit more once I get the rest of the stuff off. But nothing else, big deal. I'll weld that back on while I'm welding the rest of it. Alrighty. Alright. So it sits fit pretty nice right there. Let's see if this helps if I turn off the... Oh, I don't know how to turn off the flash when I'm using it. So I'll trace that out. I'm not going to cut it out today because I think I'd like to have my air chisel to cut that. I don't have a lot of metalworking tools, but I think that'll make quick work of it. And all that stuff's at home because I did the floor pan and all that stuff there last winter. So the other thing I want to get done today is see about getting this pedal assembly out of here. And I don't know how big of a pain in the butt it's going to be with the dash in. I took it out and put it back in last time while the dash was out. So I guess all I can do is get to work. Oh, all right, I got the pedal assembly out. That was a pain in the butt, but ow, man. Mostly because I am fat, out of shape, been hard on my body and everything hurts. So it hurts to lay down and reach up above me. But I got it out. There's two brackets like this. It goes, one of them bolts to here and one of them bolts to here. I left those hooked underneath the dash so that hopefully I'll remember where they go. I do have a lot of pictures of all this stuff from when I had all this stuff out last year. This thing I sandblasted and I just brush painted it with some enamel that I had. And anyways, looks like crap, but it isn't rusted. And that's another thing I noticed under here. There's a few, shoot, where am I going? I was using weld through primer, but I forgot to, do it on the bottom of this, which that's all old rust there. But there's not any rust starting on the floor pans where this stuff was, so I don't know. I guess I'll be a little bit more careful in the future, make sure I get coating, some sort of coating on all that stuff. But the way I figure it though, this car lasted 50 years, neglected, sitting outside, and it's still fairly solid. Of course, I did have to do the floor pan and whatnot, but I figure if I get the rust gone and it's always going to be inside, it's not going to be driven out or, in the rain unless I accidentally get caught in it. I'm not going to be afraid of the rain, but I'm going to do everything I can to keep it out of the rain. So anyhow, I got this firewall I can clean up. I got this big old Lind welder. This is what I learned to weld on, I don't know, it's been a good 25 years ago when I worked at Wrecking Yard up the road. And anyways, they were gonna take it to the auction, get rid of it, paid $100 for it, I think. But it works awesome. But I'm not the best at welding, and I don't want to burn through. I got a little Hobart 110, so I'll bring that out here and I'll clean all that stuff up. But anyhow, I think I'll conclude this video. Wasn't that interesting, I don't think, but it's too big of a pain in the butt to try. My wife's gonna get me a tripod or something. I don't know. I'll try to make better videos, but anyways, I'll get off here, and yeah, I'll keep you posted on my progress. I'll get yeah. All right, see you guys.